Welcome to another episode of Quick Picks with the Geek. I'm your host, Bro Power the Geek. And the next fight on the card is the main event. We have number 6, Gilbert Burns versus number 8, Sean Brady. First up, Sean Brady, coming in as the minus 180 favorite with a record of 16-1. Now, Sean doesn't like people accusing him of being fraud-checked, but let's be honest, that's exactly what happened. When you're out here getting dropped by Bilal, I'm not known for knockouts, Muhammad, we gotta talk. I mean, Bilal has 3 UFC knockouts, and not a single one of them was from putting someone to sleep with a single punch. They were either from ground and pound or a standing TKO, which is basically the ref saying, okay, you've had enough love taps from this man. Bilal's last real knockout happened back in 2016. Since then, he's had 16 fights, and 13 of them went to decision. One was a submission, and the other, an accidental eye poke. The fact that Brady became Bilal's first TKO since the Stone Age, that's rough. It's like bragging you're undefeated, but then losing to a guy who's known more for his grappling than knocking people out. That's a tough look, man. Sure, Brady rebounded by beating Kelvin Gastelum, but that's like bragging about beating an arcade game no one plays anymore. Gastelum's on a downhill slope, so that W doesn't carry the weight it would have 4 years ago. Sean's got good offensive grappling, decent power in his hands, and respectable cardio most of the time. But after that Bilal loss, I've got questions about his chin. If you can't take a hit from Bilal, what happens when someone in the top 10 lands a solid shot? Brady's good on top, controlling opponents like a dad wrestling his kids, just holding them down without too much effort. He's all about position over submission. He'll throw ground and pound, and maybe go for a submission if it's gift-wrapped and handed to him, but he's not exactly hunting for chokes like he's out of breath and desperate for air. And honestly, the Bilal fight has me wondering if he's the next Darren Till, a guy who looked great against mid-tier competition but crumbles like a cookie against top. Now let's talk about Gilbert Burns, coming in as the plus 150 underdog with a record of 22-7. Gilbert is like that guy who's rolling in jiu-jitsu tournaments. His ground game, nasty. He's got 9 submissions to his name, and if this fight hits the mat, you'd better hope Brady brought his floaties because he could be drowning in trouble real quick. But wait, Durino's not just about grappling. He's leveled up his striking like he's been in the gym with some of Paulo's secret juice. Remember that first round against Usman? Burns came out looking faster and more dangerous than a toddler with scissors. He's got 6 knockouts, so the power is there, but yeah, he's also been KO'd 3 times. No shame though, when you're in wars with elite guys like Kamaru Usman, those things happen. He's coming off 2 losses, but one was to the champ and the other to Jack Della Maddalena. Not exactly losses you hang your head about. And let's not forget that Gilbert has that dog in him. Remember his fight with Khamzat? They both looked like they'd been through 5 rounds of cardio hell, but Burns was still there, throwing bombs and showing he's got a heart bigger than most people's bank accounts. At 38 years old, he's like the grandpa who can still outrun you at Christmas. Don't sleep on him, because he's still one of the best welterweights in the world. This is where it gets tricky. Personally, I'm biased against Sean Brady. I just don't think he's as good as advertised. His record looks shiny, but when you dig deeper, it's kind of like buying a brand new sports car and finding out it's got a lawnmower engine under the hood. But despite my dislike, Brady's still a high-level fighter. Now, how does he beat Gilbert Burns? Does Brady outstrike him? Doubtful. He struggled to land clean shots on Bilal, and Burns is faster and hits harder. Maybe Brady out-wrestles him? Ha! Gilbert practically sleeps in a GI. He's competing in grappling tournaments for fun on his weekends off. The only real chance I see for Brady is if Burns' cardio fails him, which isn't. Gilbert has slowed down in fights before, but the man's got heart for days. He was dog-tired against Khamzat and still went to war. I can see Burns knocking out Brady, I can see Burns submitting Brady, but do I see Brady submitting Burns? That feels about as likely as me winning a hot dog eating contest against Joey Chestnut. It could happen, you see, but I wouldn't bet on it. Honestly, I think the odds makers have lost a little faith in Burns after those 2 losses, but that's a mistake. He's faced tougher competition, he's the more complete fighter, and I think he's just better all around. Official pick, Gilbert Burns, as long as his cardio holds up. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and smash that like button. And you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a beat when the next video drops. And don't be shy, leave a comment below and let me know who you got winning this fight. Let's see who really has the crystal ball around here. Until next time.